If I were a youngin, fresh into the workforce, fresh into responsibilities, or if I was someone starting over, maybe I just got a divorce and now I need to do things differently, or I'm just for the first time really taking my finances seriously, this is how I would financially plan. Now, disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a CPA. I am merely a person who was born with this innate ability to understand money. And for that, I like to share the things that I know. So what I'm providing here is not advice, it's information. Let's get into it. First thing I would do if I were someone that was entering the workforce and I was going to start with the company that was giving me a permanent position, either part-time or full-time, is enroll in my company's 401k account. A 401k account is an investment portfolio, an investment account that is strictly for retirement. So you're not going to be able to tap into this until you retire. Well, actually you can, but it's going to cost you a fee. That's a whole different video. So that is what this account is. And the reason you want to do this is for two reasons. The first one is money loses its value over time. And we all know this when you think about the economy we're in today. What you could buy back then, $4,000, you can no longer buy it today for $1,000. So if you just have $1,000 sitting in the bank account, sitting in the cookie jar, underneath your mattress, sure, yes, you have $1,000 for a rainy day. But in 5 years and 10 years, the things that you could buy today with that $1,000, you're not going to be able to buy in 10 years, most likely. So you want to be able to put this money in an account that is going to grow as the economy grows. So maybe that $1,000 in 10 years is going to be $100,000. And then the things that you need to buy, you have the money to do that for. So that is the first reason. The second reason is it's free money. So the reason for contributing to your employer's 401k account is because they are going to match you up to a certain amount. Some companies match you 3%, some companies match you 6%. It just depends on their policy. So whatever they decide to match you, you put that in. So what that means is when you go onto line and you set up your account with your company and it asks you, what percentage do you want to contribute? Whatever your company is going to match, I would just put that in. And then I would divert the rest of your money to things that I'm going to discuss later in this video. So what that means, if 3% of your income is $100, your company is going to put in $100. So you're putting $200 a month into your 401k, but you are only contributing $100. Your company is giving you $100. So it's free money that's going to grow over time. That's going to help you later in life with your retirement. So it's very, very important and very wise to do this. The second thing I would do is pay off any immediate debts. And what I mean by immediate debts are things that are very, very high in interest that isn't giving you any return on your investment. So credit cards. If you have credit card debts, I will just start working to get those balances down to zero. If you owe money to the mafia, God forbid, I get them their money. So any debts like that, I would start paying those off right now. This way you have this off, your credit's going to look good, and it's going to put more money into your pocket. The $200 or whatever balance that you had to pay a month to get that balance now, you no longer have to pay, and that could be money that you can put towards something else. So get those debts paid off. That's pertinent. That's important. The third thing I would do, and I honestly never hear anyone give this piece of advice, but I would invest in myself. As a young person or as a person, like I said, that is starting over in life, your best asset is going to be yourself. When you can invest in courses and classes and anything that's going to enhance your skill set, that is going to make you more valuable. Because yes, you do want to save for your retirement, but you also need money for now, right? So if you're just rubbing pennies together right now, what quality of life are we going to have in this moment, let alone our future? So the more money we can make while we're still working and able, that's going to help us more in our current life and in our future life. We're going to have more money for now, and we're going to have more money for later. When you think about later you, think of yourself as a separate entity. So a lot of people, when they make you big, they're always like, I'm taking care of my mom, I'm taking care of my grandparents, my dad. You have all these people who you want to just pay their bills and take care of them. Think of yourself as a separate body as well. So you need to make income now that's going to pay all the bills for your current self, and that's going to pay all the bills for your future self. That is a great income to be at. So spend the time, spend the money to invest in yourself and make yourself more profitable. profitable. The fourth thing I would do is open a high yield savings account. High yield means they're going to give you a percentage on your investment. So if you open a standard bank account, I'm not going to drop any names just in case they, I don't know the rules, but just think about your standard banks in your area, right? When you put money into their savings account, they're probably giving you like 0.01% on that money. So it's not going to grow anywhere. From experience, I was young and naive. I was saving up for my first house. I had about $15,000 put into just a regular bank savings account. And I tell you, over the 3 years it took me to save that money, I probably got less than $20 investment back, right? But if I were wise, I would have put that money into a high yield savings account, because maybe I'm going to get 3 to 4% on every dollar I put in, and that is going to grow over time as well and actually help me towards my goals. So open an account and use this as an emergency fund. So add up all your bills for the month, all your groceries, all your non-essentials. So if you like to eat out, gas, just all these things that you spend on a monthly basis, figure out what that total is, multiply it. Most people say 6. I feel like nowadays you need a year's worth. So I would multiply it by 12. Whatever that number is, you want to start putting money up in this account to build this emergency fund account. What this means is, if you lose your job, you got 6 months to a year to get a new job and start paying your bills, right? If your car breaks down, you might need like a large repair job. You have money for that. If it breaks down beyond repair, you got to buy a whole new car. You got money for that. So any just crazy emergency thing that happens that you cannot plan for, so an oil change or getting new tires, I wouldn't consider that an emergency, because you have an oil change come up, you might need new tires in a couple of years, so you can start saving for that separately. But I just mean on the spot emergencies, you want to have money for that. That gives you a peace of mind, and it helps you not live paycheck to paycheck. So it's important to build that up. So that would be my next tip. The fifth thing I would do is I would start paying off those non-immediate debts. So these are things like student loans, maybe your car payment, or if you already own a house, it could be putting more money towards that. The reason I would do these things is, for one, I just believe that being debt-free is a nice thing. And unless you plan on selling your home soon or selling your car soon, if you intend on riding this car forever and living in this house for a very, very long time, the quicker you can get those paid off, the more money you're going to have in your pocket. So I would start working on getting those paid off and decreasing my debt so that I can increase my income and increase my wealth. Now, this doesn't mean that while you're funding your emergency fund, while you're paying down your credit card debts, while you're contributing to your 401k, you're just not paying on your car, or you're not paying on your house. That's not what I mean. Maybe you were paying the minimum while you were doing those things, but once you have completed that, you can start diverting that money towards getting these balances down more. So that's what I mean, putting more money towards those things. And then I would go ahead and set up a Roth IRA. The reason I would do this is because your 401k is a taxable account. So when the money is coming automatically out of your paycheck, so that is non-taxable money. But Uncle Sam got to get his money. So when you retire, however much you have in there still has to be taxed. However, a Roth IRA does not have to be taxed, because that's money that has already been taxed on. It hit your bank account, and then you're putting that somewhere else into a Roth IRA account. So that money has already been taxed. So you don't have to, once you retire, you can take the money out tax-free. So if you want, you could contribute more money to this and less money to your 401k account. But remember, the reason for the 401k account is because your company is going to match it. But if your company isn't matching it, or you're self-employed, or whatever the case may be, you can just scratch the 401k altogether, and then feel free to just invest in the Roth IRA. But this is a nice additional investment account that you're going to be able to cash out tax-free in the future. And that's pretty sweet. The seventh thing I do is I would open an investment account for long-term things. So let's say you do want to buy a house, and it might take you 10 years to buy it, or maybe in a few 5 to 6 years you just want to up and travel the world. So whatever goal you have, that's going to be a lump sum of money, but it's going to be a minimum of 5 years before you even get there, you might want to consider putting your money into some kind of investment account. So it could be, you can also put it in that high yield savings account I was talking about, because that's going to generate you somewhere between 3 to 4%, and that's great. You could put it on a CD that's also going to be somewhere between 3 to 5%. But if you're a little more on the risky side, you don't mind living by that phrase that goes, with greater risk, there's more reward. So if that's the life that you don't mind living, you have a little disposable money, I would consider opening up an investment account and putting that money in there. Because again, you could put in $2,000 today, but in 5 to 7 years, that $2,000 could have compounded and became $6,000 to $7,000. So you're getting more money on your investment over that time period, and then you can cash it out. Of course, you're going to have to pay a little fee on it, because you're going to have to sell those investments, right? And everything we sell in America and in most places, you have to pay tax on. So, but the longer that it's in your account, the less tax you have to pay on it. So it's probably be a very small amount, but you can sell your investments, take that money and put you a down payment on a home, or go travel the world, or whatever you want to do. But that's going to allow your money to grow a little more. Again, no one can predict the market. Let me say that again. No one, and I mean absolutely no one, can predict the market. So there is a possibility that your money could tanker before it goes back up. That's why I said it's a risk. But it's something to do. And history has shown that things most of the time go up. But we all know about the crash in '08. So if you were somebody that was retiring in '08, or you wanted to buy a house in '08 or whatever in '08, that just wasn't a good year for you. That could happen again. Maybe in 2034, we could have another crash. Nobody knows. Okay, so that's why it's called a risk. So that's just what I would do, though. You do what you feel comfortable with. And then the final thing I would do, and this is going to shock you, I would plan for fun. Okay, as someone who spent a lot of my life just saving things and focusing on like where I'm going, I missed a few years of where I was right now. Okay, have some balance, have some fun. Okay, go on a trip, plan a weekend getaway. Go out to dinner a few times with your friend, okay? You don't have to spend every penny, every dime, every dollar you make doesn't have to go to investment, to savings, to bills. Have some fun with your life, okay? Reward yourself for being so financially responsible and doing the right things for yourself, because that's going to encourage you to keep doing it. It's going to boost your quality of life. And when you feel good, you do good and you make good decisions, right? So have fun. Plan some fun in your budget. Okay, that's all I got for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. How's your financial planner, or what is your financial plan? Go ahead and comment that in below. I would love to read it. Just let me know how you're feeling about your finances and your financial plan. And also let me know if there's any other videos you would like me to post on this matter. Again, I'm not an advisor, I'm not a CPA, but I do have a lot of knowledge in finance. I just feel like maybe in a past life, I was some kind of financial person, because I just came into this world with this love for finance. I read a lot of finance books. I subscribe to Yahoo Finance. I subscribe to all kind of financial newsletters. Like, this is my jam, okay? So if something that you want to know about, let me know. I'll definitely get you a video on it. And on my website, I'm also going to have blogs on financial tips, and occasionally in my newsletter, I'll put in some financial tips. So go ahead and subscribe to those so you don't miss out, and that you can get those information when it comes out. If you like to read things like I do, this could be something cool. And apart from financial things, I also post things about mental health and physical health as well. So it's an all-around lifestyle blog. So I would love to have you a part of my little community. And that's all I got. Thank you for listening to this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Give me that thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to crush it.